suit. I testified for the grand jury. Then I went home. I went to my dentist around 11 p.m. since I wouldn't be able to see him for a long time. My cousin Billy and my girlfriend Ginger, she looked just like Mama when she was young. I called her and took Roscoe off life support. Then he and Joe dressed Roscoe in my blue pajamas and put his body in my bathroom closet. Ginger and I went back to the house around 6 a.m. and went to bed. Took a sedative Dr. Nick had given me, and I went to sleep on the bathroom floor. At about 2 in the afternoon, I heard her holler to Joe that I had fainted. So Joe came running upstairs and put on a pretty good show and called ambulance arrived. I slowed my breathing for the medics. I learned that in martial arts. Dr. Nick ordered them to put an oxygen mask on me and fetch a stretcher. That's when we did the body swap. I got into the closet. Dr. Nick put the oxygen mask on Roscoe and set him on the floor. Then the medics came back and put Roscoe on the stretcher. Dr. Nick went along in the ambulance so he could identify the body at the hospital as Elvis Presley.
Tonight, August 16th. Presley died today. He was 42. His doctor pronounced him dead as...
I had to bust out of the bathroom closet because they'd locked the door on me. And I went out the bathroom window onto the rooftop. The plan was for a DEA helicopter to pick me up. And I was going to fly to Argentina till things blew over, then on to Kalamazoo, Michigan. But the helicopter saw a television crew outside the gate and left. So I shimmied down the side of the house.
It is a scene in Memphis. Thousands of people milling.
Parker got a call from Paul Castellano, who screamed at him, "This is bullshit." The colonel got scared and insisted on an open casket to prove I had died. There were no cameras allowed, but the National Enquirer paid my cousin Bobby Mann to sneak one in.
Now, at the public viewing, it was said you didn't look real.
That's right. The problem was, as Roscoe got sicker, then being on life support, he lost weight. Well, I had gained weight. So by now, we didn't look much alike. But Daddy remembered that Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in London had sculpted my head for a wax dummy and sent it for approval. Daddy still had the wax head in his office back in the house. So we glued on some sideburns and hair. I thought the hairline was too low.
When we viewed the body, his nose looked kind of puggy looking, and his hairpiece, something glued on somewhere. It just didn't look right. I just didn't believe it was him.
Madame Tussauds had made a 25-year-old Elvis head, so it looked too young. But in show business, you work with what you have. Then for the body, we took a wax mannequin from out of my closet where I kept my costumes. And the wax head and body caused another problem. It was so hot in Memphis in August, we had to put an air conditioner in the coffin to keep the wax from melting.
Afternoon temperatures rose into the 90s. The scheduled viewing of Presley's body was delayed an hour.
And an air conditioner. It looked a little suspicious.
Were there any other major mistakes?
Well, Joe was supposed to say I was found in the bathroom, but he mixed it up with an earlier story we discussed that I was found in bed.
Well, he was upstairs in his bedroom, and I went upstairs to talk to him. He wasn't breathing. And I got there.
Was he lying on the bed?
Yeah.
Another problem was Dr. Nick had me fill out my death certificate in June. He was supposed to type it up, but his secretary filed the original that was in my handwriting.
What about the spelling of your middle name on the gravestone? Why the extra A, A-A-R-O-N, instead of just A-R-O-N, as on your birth certificate?
That wasn't a mistake. It was intentional. Who wants to see their name on their grave? I had no intention of putting a hex on myself.
Why didn't they drape your casket in an American flag as an ex-Army officer?
That would have been disrespectful to the flag and others who gave their lives for our country.
Anything else to add about faking your death?
Well, I feel badly to this day because, you know, I know Roscoe was dying, but I suspect Dr. Nick may have finished him off to keep the schedule.